Matt and Jers, we are back. We're back in the right position, but we're on the wrong side of the screen here for the YouTube listeners. We switched last week when I was calling in from SF, and maybe we just stick this way. Maybe this is the way to go.
I was a little concerned that you didn't say anything when I first hopped on the stream, but it just came to us, so we went with it. We almost hit a winner last week, so I don't know. Maybe keep it going. We almost hit multiple winners last week, so could be a good omen going forward, but it is what it is. Let's pod.
Yeah, we'll switch it up. I guess I'm left-handed and you're right-handed, so it would make sense for us to be on our normal sides, but let's see how this works out. We got
I think that's why we went to our normal sides to begin with. It was just natural flow, like right-handed versus left-handed. We get it.
Well, we'll roll with the punches. We've got lots of things to talk about. The Tour Championship is this week. New format, just a normal tournament, as far as I'm aware.
Golf.
Yeah, just golf, as far as I know. We, of course, have a Masters this week. There's a Masters
up for
one.
Grabs. This is a good one. Yeah.
At the Belfry.
I am excited.
They don't give out Masters. We've said that many times. They don't give out Masters, and this is a star-studded set of winners at the Betfred British Masters, and I've got something special for you when we get to the Betfred British Masters as well. We also, this might be the full pod, because I just got back to New York on Thursday evening, and I didn't have a lot of time to watch the golf this week, but obviously Sunday, you want to tune in, you want to see what's happening. I've got Liv on. I'm aware that going into the week, there was a chance that Rahm could take Joaco's spot at number one in the season-long points race. I don't know what the title is called. Maybe it's not Comcast. Maybe Spectrum's giving out the title on Liv. I'm not sure.
Aramco, actually. It's Aramco.
Yeah. Okay. So Aramco's got the sponsorship. Fair enough. I was under the impression, and to your credit, you had written up the scenarios on the site under your Rahm write-up of what the scenarios were, and I'll be honest, I did not read them ahead of time. I should have, because my understanding was like, if Rahm wins and Joaco finishes last place by like 82 shots, then Rahm can win, because Joaco's got 5 wins, Rahm had none. I thought we needed something drastic, and then I tune in, they're just starting the back 9 and he's like 1 shot ahead of Joaco, and it's like, with that birdie putt, he's taking the lead for first place in the season's long point race. I'm texting you, this is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. It really is.
Yeah, no, it was, and I don't think there's any world to justify Joaco not having it locked up or not being the live season long winner. Clearly, I guess something has to change going forward with how the points are awarded, but it goes to show the floor that Rahm presented during the year. He was literally like auto T3. Obviously couldn't get across the line, but that Joaco volatility, I guess, cost him. I guess it's a winner 18th for Joaco, and should be enough. Should have been enough. I was just as surprised as you when I first read the scenarios. I was like, oh wow, Rahm doesn't have to do that much to get this done, and clearly he did enough yesterday.
Liv clearly not operating under the principle, if you're not first, you're last. They're taking the opposite.
Not at all
for that. Because Joaco, finishes T4 in the final event of the year. And that's not enough to get the job done.
How easy would Tommy win the live season long title?
Oh, they would name it after him. Just like this is what I was going to tell you. Did you know that the 2019, I believe it was? Yeah. Oh my God, right here. Yep. The 2019 Betfred British Masters was the 2019 Tommy Fleetwood Betfred British Masters.
It was called that?
Yeah.
No way. Wait, was he in the field, I assume, right?
He was. It was won by Marcus Kinholt with a runner-up Bobby Mack and Eddie Pep and Matt Wallace. So that must have been thrilling golf down the stretch in 2019. But now it's the Nick Faldo Betfred British Masters, and it has been for the last few years. But before that, there was a slew of British people who got it named after them. Danny Willett had one. Lee Westwood had one. Tommy had his. Justin Rose. Lee Westwood had another one. Luke Donald. Ian Poulter had the OG one back in 2015.
I wonder what you got to do to get on that list, and like who could the future of the British Masters.
Well, yeah, like Paul Casey's not on the list, so Paul hasn't done enough to earn the right.
He needs one more Pete Dye win to probably get that title of the British Masters.
And he played better last week. But I had to start there because, I mean, Rahm's a competitive guy. Rahm's an honorable person. I don't think he thinks he deserves to win. He even kind of made a comment in his press conference. Like, he'll take the money, I'm sure, but like, he knows this is ridiculous.
No, the videos of him drinking the milk, shout out the Indy 500, was just, what are we doing? Like, it's a true time and place. Look yourself in the mirror. Like, have some self-awareness, and Liv has none in that regard. It was a tough scene all around. It was a good watch golf tournament wise. Obviously, we were both sweating a little bit on Sunday, and I mean, I always have fun watching golf, but the product and like the result was just a joke. It was a joke.
And we've this is all year long and forever. We've always been. We'll give Liv plenty of time of day on the pod. We'll give out. We've given out majors to Liv events.
Yeah, they had.
And I think overall, when you, on average, I would say the golf courses that Liv played this year was a swing in the positive direction on average.
They did make some strides.
I think they played some better golf courses. I think it was a step in the right direction. And I think there's like the final day when they're talking about the relegation and they're actually relegating people now. RIP to Mito. Tough scene there.
Tough. RIP to a lot of names.
Yeah. And so that was sick. And I think there's, steps in the right direction, but we can't be giving out the season-long championship when one person had 5 wins and finished T4
out of 13 events. Out of 13 events, he won 5 times and he didn't win. It's insane.
And it's like, yes, it wasn't like he was uber consistent, but he also wasn't finishing last place. His worst finish of the year was T33 in the first event in Riyadh. And then and also in Miami, but he was in like the 20s. So middle field finish the rest of the events. It wasn't like he was either last place or first place. And for Rahm to not win at all, it was one of the, I know there's people listening who don't like Liv who will say everything that they do is unserious. This was the most unserious Liv thing of all of the unserious Liv things that have ever happened.
And the point system is so weird because if you obviously he's not getting enough for the wins, but if you finish like bottom 5, like there's guys with like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 points. I think Poulter had like 6 points. Yeah. Like, how do you only have 6 points of the whole year? So they got to revamp that whole thing. I don't know. Maybe we can crunch the number. I don't know.
They were showing in the bottom corner, like I think Poulter was battling Stenson. It was an all Majestics battle for like the final. And
Poulter showed the dog. Serious.
Poulter might need a spot in the dog rankings, like into perpetuity. Because he's shown it so many different times in his career. Usually not to like win tournaments, but to do something sick like this. Like he was just about to get relegated and he fought it off. But I thought that was how many points they were going to win this week because they had it said like 6.2 versus like 6.7. But no, that was their total for the season.
Yeah, tough scene for the Majestics and a few of those names at the bottom. Like the guys who did get relegated, like where do they go from there? Because some of them are like older names, some of them are random names. Do they go to the Asian Tour? I know the DP World Tour has some like more casual alliances with Livs. Like where do they go?
I'm really hoping. I was thinking about this today that Mito goes to the DP because Mito will win one of.
He's gonna need some time though.
I think between January and March on the DP, Mito wins an event.
Like one of those Malaysian events or like one of those random ones.
I could see him down maybe at DLF, following in Chikara's footsteps.
It's tough. It's a tough track.
He's completely lost his game.
Completely lost his game. He has so much money though. Like he doesn't care that he's not good at golf. And same with Thomas Pieters. I wonder what Thomas Pieters he's playing better, but I wonder what Thomas Pieters could have been. Like he looks so unserious. No one looks more unserious on a golf course than Thomas Pieters. It's actually hilarious. He refuses to tuck his shirt in. Looks like he doesn't even care. But he's good for like a few T5s during the live season, and he makes so much money. Like his life is far better than Thomas Dietrich's.
Tommy Dietrich, well, both Belgian driver putter guys. I do feel like Tommy Pete's given more time on the PGA Tour. He's got like the driver putter game. It would have worked. But yeah, we've said many times that no player has taken Liv less seriously than Thomas Pieters, but he did finish the
Masters champion though. He's got a Masters.
So does Jordan Smith.
Record numbers.
It does appear that like Thomas Pieters around May when he finished T4 in Korea, like realized he could get relegated from Liv and was like, okay, I actually have to try. And as soon as he showed even the slightest amount of effort, he was able to finish 19th on the season long for LIV. So at least, because that would have been a tough. Thomas Peters getting relegated would have
Yeah,
been.
I mean, when he first went, I remember thinking like, damn, this guy could win a decent amount of these events on LIV, and he just like, fuck it, I'm untucking my shirt. I don't care about this at all.
Here's the relegated bunch. Stenson, buzzer beater, out. But
winner, captain, tough scene.
Tough. Andy O, out.
He was close. I saw him distraught walking down like 6th fairway on his 54th hole. Just like no one on the side, just so upset that he wasn't coming back.
That's to your point, because Mito is next. Mito was not upset. They interviewed him afterwards, and he was like, yeah, whatever, man. Like,
no, not at all.
I got a lot of money. It's all good. Tough for our boy, Mr. Sweater, Luis Macebeo. He, as first year, didn't get the job, and he probably needs to head to the DP.
Yeah, so how many other guys got relegated? It was just those guys?
Euban Jang's gone. And
how many Ironheads got relegated? How many Ironheads got relegated?
2 Ironheads. There's room on the Ironheads. Shout out Kevin,
so like
Kevin Na, even surviving, is shout out to him.
We need to toss out a few names of who can like join X team. Like who's taking Stenson's spot? Because I expect captaincy to either go to Westwood or Tommy Fleetwood.
Oh, yeah. I think this is an opportunity for the Majestics. I've had issues with the Majestics strategy for years now. They've been non-competitive. They've been 200-1 to win the team competitions. With the captaincy becoming available, I can't give it to Westwood. I think it's time to recruit a outside liver to take over the captaincy.
Let's quickly like go off the top a little bit and like who's joining the Majestics.
Tommy is a reasonable idea.
Is Sam Bairstow making the PGA Tour this year? I think he's an outside looking in. If he doesn't make the PGA Tour, why not?
Yeah, but I don't think they can make Sam captain.
I'm not necessarily captain, because Lee Westwood could be captain.
Would Matt Fitz leave the PGA Tour?
I think he had too much of a little bit of resurgency this season. If it wasn't for that little blip of that month he had, I think he'd be there. But that blip might be enough.
Would Harry Hall, out of spite for how he's been treated by the European Ryder Cup team, leave the PGA Tour to captain the Majestics? Imagine Harry Hall in his hat captaining the Majestics. That could be big for LIV.
That would be lovely. I think those are good names.
What about Roy McIlroy? Ever heard of him? Would he leave the PGA Tour to captain the Majestics?
People are throwing it out because he has flipped his tides. I could see Harry Hall being the captain, or I'm gonna go with Harry Hall or Bairstow just joining the team. Marco Pence, he's not British. Is he British?
Marco Pence is British.
He's the most Italian looking man I've ever. I always think he's Italian.
He does look Italian. Two-time DP World Tour. Would Aaron Rye
join Turkey?
Would Jordan Smith? There's a lot of options with Justin Rose.
Jordan Smith is great. If Luke Donald wasn't the captain, he would be on the team.
There's a lot of good options for a new Majestics leader.
All right, so we need one more tour.
Leave Legion to start out as a young stud captain of the Majestics, lead him into the future.
He hasn't done shit on LIV, honestly. He needs to figure it out first. But something that we can transition into, we could definitely find someone for Torquay right now off the top of our heads. A great Torquay member, because it's the 3 right now, and then only Mito's gone, right?
Yep. Also, one last note on Majestics, John Parry could definitely lead the Majestics impressively. Okay, Torquay, they're losing Mito. Also, shout out Sebastian Munoz, historic low dog player. Maybe all-time low dog to talent ratio player, but because you had Rahm single bullet, that was all he needed to get over the line.
All he needed to get over the line. I was really feeling good when Rahm birdied 18 on Sunday, on Sunday. I was like, let's go. We hit one. We great season, 3 winners. And then Mito gets up and down with a crazy up and down on the 17th hole. He hit it way left on a par 5, and he got up and down from the dirt and like spun it back to 8 feet. And then he made a 10-footer on 18. And then in the playoff, Munoz hit a great shot. Rahm hits the flag. He said, I thought I was going in. Hits the flag, gets rejected, and obviously doesn't make birdie. I'm like, of course, this is what needs to happen for me to not hit this this Rahm single bullet. But
I turned it off. I left. I literally was confused when I opened my phone and saw what happened. There's two
I have a
options
good
for me for
Torquay, too.
Torquay. One of them I think would be transcendent, not just for Live, but potentially for the Saudi economy at large, and that'd be Nicky Nations.
I wasn't gonna go there, and I think it would be great for us and him. Because Nicky Nations would get in the limelight. Nicky Nations would get the credit he's due. I think he's probably number one on the power rankings. Truthfully, I was gonna also shout out Cristobal Del Solar. He feels like a Live guy. He really does. Can make birdies in bunches.
Yeah,
can go really low. Him and Seb would be perfect.
My other option was Johnny Vegas after winning the PGA.
Johnny Vegas belongs there, or Alvaro. I could see Alvaro honestly getting the spot. Carlos's brother.
After playing in the U.S. Open practice rounds with Carlos before Carlos finished T4.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's the Liv's summary for the season.
And then Ironheads,
Rio, Takumi Kanaya, Siwoo, Sung Jae.
Well, Rio, I saw a stat comparison. I forgot who posted it on Twitter. I'll shout you out. But they posted Rio's season long versus Ricky Fowler's season long, and they were drastically similar in terms of like results. But Ricky had all those sponsor exemptions and got obviously the BMW Championship. Rio should feel slighted for having to earn all of those starts. So Rio, if you're hearing this, get on the horn with the Ironheads guys. You would really give them a chance to contend.
Would Tom Kim, is he captain material for the? If Tom Kim says I'm coming to Live, would they give him the Ironheads captaincy?
I think so. I think Kevin Na would let him have it, truthfully, and I think he would.
Things are not good in the Tom Kim camp right now, and if there was a moment to grab a captaincy, maybe.
Yeah.
Who's your pick in the? Well, I won't. Not necessarily who's your pick, because obviously Legion has been dominating the team this year. Who is your under the radar pick in the team championship this week?
Remember when the Ironheads like almost won it last year?
That was sick.
Under the radar pick. I mean, where I don't even know where they're playing this week. Truthfully, I didn't get that deep into it.
They're going back to Michigan. I think they're going back to Michigan.
They're going back to the same spot. I'm not going to go with the Ironheads. Like when the Fireballs get it clicking, they can make birdies, and everyone will tell you that. Everyone knows that. So I'll go with the Fireballs to have a nice little. I mean, Abe played really nice last week. I think Sergio, when he's dangerous, he's dangerous. I think they could have a nice week.
And they had that hot streak.
Jose almost won like 2 weeks ago.
They had that hot streak earlier in the year too. I'll go. Yeah, I like that. I like the Fireballs. Crushers, obviously, always got to keep your eyes on them.
Yeah, I think they finished second in the standings. I think the Crushers will probably win. They'd be my pick, official pick. But long shot pick, Fireballs.
But we had to start with Live. We didn't talk at Live at all last week. The unseriousness of the end of season situation needed to be discussed, and it's free agency now. So, not officially after this week, it'll be free agency. We'll obviously have our eyes on that throughout the fall and into the new year. Scottie won again, Jers. Scottie Scheffler won again. I will admit I did not watch much of this golf tournament. However, I was following along on my phone, and I was out for a walk, and I saw that it was close. And obviously I was rooting for Bob Mack, friend of the program, friend of the whole world, except that he had some beef with the fans. And I want your perspective on what took place there. If you had better eyes on it, I was just seeing the quotes and things afterwards, and I was like, I like this. This is sick. And I'm following along. I see that Scottie is in the rough on the par 3. I see they're both in the rough on the par 3. Oh, this looks interesting. Next thing I know, I see Scottie's made a birdie. I'm now searching on Twitter for the video. The first video I see is of somebody recording their TV. So it was a little tough to see, but I'm like, damn, that ball looks like it was rolling on the green forever. That's sick. Unbelievable stuff. Scottie hasn't had like a moment, I would say, very often. We've talked about it a million times. Scottie's way of winning is just consistency and slowly wearing you down time and time again. This was sick. This was Tiger-esque. This is what I think people have been waiting for a Scottie-like moment. Give me your thoughts on the week at the BMW and Scottie's triumph once again, but in a different way than how he's been doing it historically.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a fun week. Shout out Caves Valley. I thought it ended up. People were happy, I think, with Caves the way it ended up. And I'll also admit, I don't think it was my best work last week in terms of like plays and fades, just the picks. I was more inclined to Rory and Scottie. I think I was okay in terms of how the course was going to play. Think I've been better. Think I've been worse, but I'll admit when I'm wrong. So yeah, Scottie was a great stretch. I ended up getting it kind of right. I went with Sam Burns in the without Scottie market. Without Scottie market. So gave me a little sweat there. And then Maverick McNeely at 60-1 was 11 under with a few holes to go, and while Scottie was at 13. Didn't really think they had a chance. I thought Sam could have got there if Bob Mack would continue reeling. But in terms of the Scottie stuff, just so impressive, because I mean, there's no bad golf course for Scottie, but I didn't really see it from Scottie this week while I was out there. I really didn't. I thought he would have to make a ton of putts, which he did, and with no Ted Scott for 4 days, like, he's just finding new ways to be the best. And hat tip, shake, like, I don't know what else there is to say. He's the best, but I don't think he's winning this week though. And I'll die on that ledge. I thought it was a fun week though, and shout out Scottie for what he did. That's all I really gotta say.
I don't either have much to say, because
it's just like, what are you gonna say? Like, what? Like, it's too. He's finding. We've said it before, but he found another way. No caddy, an event where you have to be that driver putter, which he's been struggling with the driver all year long, and he got it done. Because it still was fairly driver putter, looking at the leaderboard and looking at how the course played.
Scottie gained 6.4 strokes off the tee,
which is not something he's been doing. He adapts.
Well, he drove it. These last 2 weeks, he's gotten the driver going, because he drove it well at the St. Jude. He drove it well last week. I think driving it well this week will certainly go a long ways for him.
Certainly go a long way. Jesus.
I'm mainly glad because we've been longtime admirers of all things that Scottie does, respecters of the monotonous, the metronomic style of like winning that he does. We've always tried to give respect to it, even though it hasn't necessarily been the most fun thing to watch every time. I think that the fact that he's thrown in now some sauce to the victory with like chipping in and stuff like that, that is the next level. There's not much like next levelness you can do when you're Scottie.
Right.
What more is there really that the man can do? Getting some Tiger like highlights going.
You're not wrong.
Is the only thing that can go up. And so he did that this week, and I'm happy because I was waiting for like it's anything different. Like, you can gain 47 strokes ball striking and win by 8 every single time. I respect it, but get the people going. And he got the people going. And obviously you can't plan for that. Maybe he did. Maybe he knew he wanted it close down the stretch so he could do something sick. I think like I'm just happy because there was finally that like cool moment.
You can name so many Tiger moments off the top of your head. Like, even not personally, like not growing up in the Tiger era, I can name so many Tiger moments just from seeing them highlighted like in his entire career. With Scottie, you could say all the great ball striking weeks he's had, but he hasn't really had those moments. Like, what's the craziest Scottie moment? Is it the chip in on 3 at Augusta on Sunday? Is it now this BMW championship? He goes along, flushes it down the middle, hits it to 20 feet on the fat side of the green, and makes putts every once in a while. There's not many like defining moments, whereas Tiger has all those, the up and down at Murrayfield, the Pebble Beach, some of the hooks he's hit, the slices he's hit. Scottie doesn't have that yet, but he's finding new ways and building his legacy.
The defining Scottie moment for me is at Castle Pines last year when he hit it over the green from the drop zone and he absolutely melted down to Ted Scott. Was historically my number one Scottie moment. This is a more deserving number one Scottie moment because most of these wins, you just look back like they were just Scottie being Scottie. And now this is something that everybody's texting about. This is something that's getting across the Twitter sphere. But with all that being said, I can't do it anymore. I can't do these tournaments. It's pointless. None of the players think they can beat Scottie in the mix. Like, Justin Rose has a ton of dog. He was able to do it last week. Bob Mack's a top 10 dog player in the world. He didn't have any chance. And I'm not going to hold that again. We've said a million times. you can't get deducted in the dog rankings for losing to somebody who has more dog than you in the dog rankings.
He still finished second. Like he beat everyone else.
And that's the point of the dog rankings. It's just, what's the point? We've got Rahm over winning the team, the individual championship, pumping his fist against Sebastian Munoz. We've got Joaco winning 5 times. Like, I'm just kind of exasperated. Like, I know the season's coming to an end anyway.
It's a good time for it to come to an end. It really is.
But it's just like, what's the point? These top, quote unquote, top players outside of Rory this year, we've been waiting. How many years now in a row have we gone, well, just wait until, JT's JT again. Oh, and Spieth, like, don't worry, he's coming. And Colin, like, he'll be there. Cantlay, Xander. Now they're all terrible. Like,
they're all terrible. The biggest one for me is Xander. I am really hurt. I have a history with Xander. And I said this when the season started, like that injury was going to be so big for Xander. He just never, because he finally broke through. He was always the Tommy, I guess, his whole career, so consistent. And then he finally broke through with those majors. And that injury really, couldn't keep the snowball. I believe if he didn't have that injury, it would have kept snowballing and he would have been a real rival, a real modern day Tiger Phil type deal. And I'm not even joking. Like, truthfully, I really do.
I mean, you have all evidence to support you. Going through the Tour Championship last year, Xander was finishing top 10 every single time, winning 2 majors.
They didn't create a vocab word for him for nothing. Like, they didn't just make up all green Xander. Like that.
No. There was a reason for that.
Yeah.
He just, like, he's never got the short game going this year. Like, everybody's been talking about the long game for Xander.
And the driver was shaky too.
Yeah. And I think it's one of those, some people in Discord are talking, I would agree with this. Like, he's probably been so focused on getting the driver back in any sort of groove that, like, the one thing I will say about Xander, and we've seen this year out at Boots, he knows what it takes to win, what it takes to beat Scottie.
He's a smart guy.
He knows that, like, there's no point of working on his putting if he's driving it off the planet. Because what's the point? Basically, he's the opposite of Nick Dunn. He knows that you can't compete unless you get the driver going. So what's the point of practicing the putting? I have a feeling that's what's going on. I hope with an off season to get things dialed back in. 2026, Xander is back in business. But this was just all in all a brutal year for a vast majority of the quote unquote top players on the PGA Tour.
You're not wrong. And quick aside, Nick Dunn high flyers, wouldn't mind it. Wouldn't mind it. Phil will get him dialed. Phil will surely get him dialed. And there's a spot now with Andy L gone. But yeah, I agree with you.
Wolf for holding on to his spot.
Somehow, some way, Matt Wolf hung out. And Bubba resurgence. He was on the brinks last 2 years, and he figured it out.
And on the top players in the world on the PGA Tour being uncompetitive largely for most of the summer, let's revisit the Ryder Cup conversation. We talked about it last week, but we didn't have the names pulled up in front of us. We also didn't talk about the DP aspect, the European team.
Yep.
Now that the top 6, I believe on both sides, top 5 only in Europe.
5 on Europe. Yeah.
5 in Europe.
Shane is the 6th spot, and he doesn't have it yet.
Let's create joint Vincerix teams for both sides.
Because
we've got the U.S. top 6 is locked. Scottie, JJ, Xander, Russ. Harris English finishing top 6 is good for Harris. Shocking stuff. And Bryson rounds out the top 6. JT's 7. I think we'd both agree JT's
lock
on the team. And also, this should be our team, not a prediction of what the actual team is going to be. This is if you put Matt and I as captains, this is who we're selecting. BG,
yes.
Lock.
That's 8.
That's 8. Let's do Keegan.
Now it gets interesting.
Are you?
I think there's one more lock that we can both agree on. Cam Young.
Yeah, I'll put him on the team. Locke is pushing it, but yeah, let's get him.
Okay, we'll call him 9. Now we have 3 spots to talk about.
Before we talk about Keegan, I was thinking about it this weekend because now obviously the debate is like, I think everybody largely agrees that on play, Keegan should be playing on the Ryder Cup team. Mm-hmm. And I don't think there's been enough. And then the conversation, obviously, the debate is, should he be the captain and play? Can he do both? Well, what I don't think is being discussed enough is we didn't have to make Keegan the captain in the first place. Like, we're only in this position now where one of our players who everybody would agree should be playing, we have to consider that maybe he can't play because we chose to make him the captain of the team. Like,
That's a great point.
Can we take a second and just assess the fact that we didn't have to make, if we didn't make Keegan the captain, he could just be on the team.
Right. Because he's still a golfer doing things, playing on the PGA Tour, winning tournaments. Like he just won. Like, yeah, we'll make you the captain. We'll just do that.
Like, and we have created now a situation where we may have to not have one of our lock players playing on the team solely because we chose for almost no reason. I don't think anyone before we have the pod. We should cut the clip from when we saw this in real time when we heard about this. We didn't have to make him the captain, and now we're only in this position because we chose to make him the captain. So all debate, that should be added into the debate when people are talking about this, because it's not like we had to be in this position. This was voluntarily created situation.
Yes. Yeah. I think it was a product of everyone feeling bad for Keegan for getting left off. is what it is, and here we are. So
with all that being said, let's put him on the team.
I'm with you.
And if it becomes a question of, because basically there's 3 scenarios that could exist here: Keegan on the team and captain, Keegan on the team and chooses and somehow is not captain, or Keegan not on the team and captain. Keegan on the team is the most important of those combinations. Him playing in the Ryder Cup should be the number one consideration, and then figure out everything else from there.
On the team, he's done enough. Played great golf this year. He's 10th in the standings. He is 11th in the standings. I think he's deserving. Is that 10 for us now?
That's 10. So now we have a group that we should talk about together and pick 2. Colin, Mav, Harmon. Sorry for BSB, but the last place finish is the final nail in the coffin. Cantlay, Burns, Windy, Glove being 18th. Shout out Glove. Akshay, Goddard. I don't think anybody else would be considered.
Yeah. Bridgman.
If it was Bermuda.
Yeah, I have my first selection, and I want to hear what your thoughts on it. 11, Sam Burns.
Yep, I agree. So now
one spot
for what I think most people would say is between Colin and Pat, but I just, for conversation's sake, I want to include Harmon in the conversation.
Okay. And I think we're both consensus no Goddard unless he wins this week.
Yeah, because Goddard was just purely on a heater with the flat stick across the P, which was amazing, but
we said that right when it happened. I was in the camp for no Goddard.
I faded him.
Go prove me wrong. Go win the Tour Championship. Shout out Chris Goddard, 2021 East Lake Cup winner.
They don't just give away the East Lake Cup.
They don't. They surely don't. So as of now, no Goddard.
Okay, so between Pat, Harmon, Colin, you can only have one. Who is your pick?
Patrick Cantlay.
Okay, me too. So our team, the official Vincerix
that was so smooth.
For Bethpage is the 6 already qualified: JT, BG, Keegan, CY, Sam Burns, and Patrick Cantlay. That's a bunch that we can go fight with.
Let's go win.
However, we're also DP guys.
We're also.
Oh well, actually, before we get to this, quick shout out to Mason Howell for winning the U.S. Amateur as an 18-year-old, and also not a shout out to the Walker Cup team for leaving off Miles Russell. Are we trying to become good at golf in this country? Why are we leaving off Miles Russell?
We have we don't have a word for it yet, clearly, because I just didn't say one. A special talent on our hands that no one in the world has ever seen. Truly comparable stuff to one of the greatest golfers of all time, or the greatest golfer of all time. And we have a chance to breed him and get him under the fire at 16, 17 years old. And he just coming off of a great week in San Francisco. Shout out SF. And we're going to leave him off for, I can't say the reason, because we have the mid-am spot. I understand that. There's other guys he could be in and over.
Also,
Miles Russell is going to come
on
out
with 10 players and not 12.
I think that's a different podcast, but still, I don't know. I have no idea why.
But yeah, that was disappointing to see, because I was watching, what day was that the quarterfinals were? But I was watching, Miles was playing against that Oklahoma State kid, and that Oklahoma State kid was nasty from the rough on 18.
It was so good. Oh my God.
Shout out
Very
SF.
good.
Shout out Olympic Club. I think the PGA is not next year, but the year after is going to be out there. That's going to be beyond belief. And this kid, I had to say about Mason, you're from Georgia, you're a Bermuda guy, and you come out west to Olympic Club and claim the U.S. Amateur.
Can't be
That's
said.
showing diversity. That's showing an ability to play different surfaces. Potential killer on our hands. Going to Georgia, he will.
Where they how
This
many
kid,
Bermuda events will he win?
he's going to be a problem. He's going to be now. The other youngest winners, our boy Ben On was on the list I saw. It wasn't like the youngest winners list was a mix of guys who ended up being okay and guys who didn't become anything. Danny Lee was on the list. Shout out. He kept his list card. So,
Liv Phoenix winner. Who could forget?
Shout out Mason Howell. I couldn't forget the U.S. Amateur. It was sick. But that leads us to the European team. Yep. And the European team right now has 5 locked up spots. That's Rory, Bob, Tommy Ladd, Rose, and Hatton. Lowry's in the 6th spot.
Lowry's on the team.
He'll be on either way. Sepp is next. Sepp will be on either way. Like their top 7 is absolutely locked.
Vic, so is Ludwig and Vic.
So that's 9.
That's 9. We have 3 spots.
I assume Fitz is on.
I think he has to be on, but I don't think it's like the Matt Wallace being ahead of him in the standings says a lot. It really does.
But okay, so we've got 9 on our squad. I'm Rahm, obviously. That's 10. He's way down here in 23rd in the standings, but he's on the team. Wow, so now it's 10. Crazy. And I really think that Fitz is like a lock. So I genuinely think there's only 1 spot left on the European team. And there is an unbelievable selection of players to choose from.
At Bethpage Black, I think the answer is Marco Pinge.
I agree.
We are dialed with this right now. We are so dialed.
I was looking at the list and I was thinking of Bethpage. It's either Rasmus or Marco, and Marco just took down Rasmus down the stretch.
Yeah.
At the Danish Championship on the road at a home game for Rasmus. I don't
even think it matters what Rasmus does this week. Marco just won the Danish Championship, the Viking Championship.
Marco went into enemy territory, Viking Cup territory, and took away the Danish Championship from Rasmus.
Okay, question. What does 2 DP World Tour wins? How does 2 DP World Tour wins equate to a fall winner making a winner last year in the Ryder Cup standings making Eastlake Harry Hall? Where do those are they equivalent?
Harry Hall, I'm as much as anybody all for being in the numbers and crushing the day. Harry Hall has 0 business being on the Ryder Cup team. He shouldn't even be in the conversation. Period.
I think he has some business being in the conversation, but I don't think he's gonna be able to.
Like, I get he's finished top 20 all the time. He's a generational flat sticksman, but the ball striking is unprofessional. So yes, he's a consistent player. He's doing a nice job. I'm happy for him. Nobody loves his hat more than us. But all of a sudden now Harry Hall, we're supposed to be feeling bad for him that he's not under consideration for the Ryder Cup team. Like, I don't think Harry Hall wins twice on the DP this year. I think he finishes T8 every single event. Yeah.
All right. No, I got nothing to add to that.
I'd put Wrighton on the team before I'd put Hall on the team.
Wrighton will be on the 2027 Ryder Cup team.
Who is live favorite for Rookie of the Year next year on the PGA Tour?
Oh my god, we got some name. It's Johnny Keefe or Wrighton. Johnny Keefe is going to be a problem.
Because the current graduates, if the season ended today on the DP, which it doesn't, we've got plenty of time. It's DP fall is starting this week with the Masters.
Dude, this is DP season. These are some fun events.
Penge, Wrighton, Haotong, John Parry at the Sony. I mean, that's the only event I'm betting next year. Is John Parry single bullet at the Sony. Laurie Cantor could mix. Yeah. Marty, Jordan Smith, Sadia Hillier, and Sean Norris. Crazy?
You know how many people are going to bet Jordan Smith so often next year? Like because they're going to see the approach, they're going to see, like, damn, Jordan Smith, like I know the name, and it's just going to be 54-hole leads, 36-hole leads, first round. Betting Jordan Smith first round leader could be a good play.
Jordan Smith tied for the lead next year at the Valspar with Tommy Fleetwood going into the final round. Who wins?
We've had this conversation before. Well, after Tommy wins the tour championship, maybe Tommy gets the monkey off his back. We'll see.
We'll see.
We'll see.
We will see. But that's our team.
But I have
yes.
Okay, real quickly. We'll go back to that. But KFT grads who could potentially be Rookie of the Year: Johnny Keefs, Austin Smo, Striper, Neil Shipp, maybe overhyped. Hammer and Hank Lebiota. He was a great PGA Tour player when he was healthy.
Yeah, I don't think he can be Rookie of the Year though, because he's not a rookie.
Okay, Christo, driver putter,
just one,
yeah. Serious. SH Kim can't be a rookie. You know what's crazy? On the Korn Ferry Tour standings, 15th place, Mac Meisner. Weird.
Mark Meisner, it's his brother.
Oh yes, that's right. Sorry, hand up.
I think we're losing one Meisner and adding another, because I think Max
always need one. Everyone knows that.
Mac's 86, so he's okay. I don't understand how Mac finished. Heroic work by Mac to go T14 second the last two events of the year after missing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 out of 10 cuts. Just in the nick of time. He saw his brother coming and was like, not so fast.
Not so fast, yeah. So read our European team.
The current 6, well, so Rory, Bob, Tommy, Rose, Hatton, Lowry, Sepp, Ludwig, Vic, Fitz, and Marco Pench. We'll see you at Bethpage.
At Bethpage. That's a battle. Like, that's truly minus 110.
Here's a question about the Ryder Cup that I'm concerned about. Scottie, what's the over-under Scottie points at the Ryder Cup? I'm gonna say it is
3.5.
I was gonna say 2.5. I think Scottie lets us down in the Ryder Cup.
I'm sorry. I'm 2.5. I was thinking there was a 2.5. I'm with you there.
And I'm taking the under. I think Scottie lets us down.
I think I'm taking the over because he's going to be paired with BG. His partner will carry BG, Sam, or Russ. Them together, I could see, but he's not going to lose a singles match either. I'm going over.
What is our best combination of players? Like, let's say you have to pick 2 pairings for the U.S. to battle. Okay. Then we'll pick the best 2 from Europe and decide who wins between those.
Okay.
Because obviously we need Scottie in one of these pairings, but who is the best partner for Scottie?
I'll say it. Give me Scottie and Bryson. I don't know what format that's probably that's 4-ball. Scottie and Bryson, but give me Scottie and Bryson.
What about Scottie and CY? How does that lose to anyone?
Right. I mean,
Scottie playing off of CY's drives. Birdie every hole. And CY, if only New York though. Yeah, Scottie, CY, or Scottie, Bryson. And then, all right, what's our second? So those 3 guys, Scottie, CY, Bryson. One more fourth for like a pairing. It might have to be JJ.
JJ's good at golf.
Champion.
JJ is good at golf.
US Open champion.
But BG though, if BG on no creatine is a problem.
Somebody needs to keep an eye on this. There needs to be one captain whose job is to watch the creatine for BG throughout the week, because that's concerning stuff. I'm a little worried about BG's driver of late. It hasn't been at the level that it was earlier in the year. I don't think I can put him in one of our marquee combos, but Bryson and JJ out there mixing and matching.
I like that.
Could be nasty.
Bryson and JJ and Scottie and CY. I'm down for that.
Versus Rory and Tommy, or Rory and Bob, or Rory and Rose, and who's Rory's best partner?
Rory's best partner is probably, honestly, it's probably Shane.
Shane's a little unserious right now.
A little unserious, but he vibes up in those regards. And then give me like Ludwig and Vic. Like,
I think Rahm's got to be in the power 4.
I forgot about Rahm.
Rahm, Tommy could be Vic. A serious problem.
I think they've played before.
I think they have. And then
this
Bob,
is gonna be
we might be in trouble once again. Like it's going to be up to the crowd because I think on vibes I don't love the vibes.
Now that when you're reading it out, like it's I agree with you.
So that's the Ryder Cup. We'll obviously be keeping tabs on that for the next month. I'm back out here in New York. I'm closer to the action. You're obviously still up in the Jersey area. How much longer until you're at Florida summer or Florida winter?
Less than 3 weeks. I'll be back in Florida by early September.
Well, you got to get there by late December because I saw TGL starting on this side of the New Year.
Yes, 28th, I believe. Atlanta versus NYC. Mark your calendars.
A rematch of the championship.
Yeah, no better way to start. I'm actually hyped for TGL. Actually,
as you should be. As you should be. Okay. They're playing golf again this week at the Betfred British Masters. At the Belfry. Any early thoughts? Driver putter it's not a driver. It doesn't look like a driver putter course, but it's turned into a driver putter outcome course.
Yes. This course is on paper positional bomber in DP regards with spike approach, but you can really be aggressive off the tee and make a ton of putts. It's high risk, high reward. I love this course because you will see close to 80s and then we'll see 62s. But recently some driver putter guys have gotten there. I'm probably going to go with a more positional bomber role with a spike approach guy with a spike approach profile. So I haven't dialed in the picks yet, but it's always a fun event, fun finish, some awesome holes down the stretch. I'm excited for this week of golf. And this is golf in England is great for wake up time. It's perfect wake up time golf.
I'm not afraid to go back to Wrighton. He literally didn't even try in the first round and still finished T6. Wrighton is legitimately good at golf. I think Wrighton is my live favorite for PGA Tour Rookie of the Year next year.
He's so good.
Him and Penge are very similar styles, but I trust the flat stick a little bit more with Wrighton, and I think that will be more important when he makes his way over here to the PGA Tour.
Does Erasmus Win get him on the Ryder Cup? Not our pick. Our picks. Do you think Erasmus Win gets him on the Ryder Cup team?
I don't think so. I don't.
I'm gonna say yes because of the PGA Tour reps he had, and the Nikolai bias. They took Nikolai, who was maybe questionable. And remember Rasmus was out there last year. They were yeah, Rasmus, come out for the Ryder Cup. You walk with us. Remember he was out there all week.
But would a Nikolai win get him in? Because I would say that to me, a Nikolai win feels more likely because Nikolai at least has the history. Why is Rasmus now ahead of Nikolai in the? I know he's ahead of
likelihood
in the standings, but
that's all I was saying was because he was ahead because he's close in the standings. Nikolai's not as close as I mean maybe one of the.
Why is Nico so far down the standings? They're not giving out.
He hasn't had a good year. Yeah, isn't it a good year?
He mixed it. Nikolai's played better.
Rasmus had such a good start to the season. Really good start.
Rasmus probably got a shit ton of points for beating Rory at the Irish Open too. They probably just made up that's worth 50,000 points.
Well, we know how they do, how they make things up. T42, you're in to the Open Championship.
But over since February, Nikolai has played better than Rasmus.
I still can't believe Daniel Van Tander was at the Open Championship. How did that? Daniel Van Tander was in the Open Championship.
Well, he was high on the International Federation point list.
And I just saw a clip on Twitter. I actually sent it to you, from the Hotel Planner tour, the sound of DVT's driver.
I saw that.
Yeah, we need him. So good.
Would a Matt Wallace win get him in?
Yeah.
What's the most important win remaining? That is the British Masters more important? Is the Omega more important, or is the Irish Open?
When is the cutoff?
I think after the Irish Open.
Where is the Irish Open this year?
It's at the K Club. It's a disgrace.
We passed the K Club, right?
Yeah, but we're not even going to talk about it when it comes because think of all the courses they could play in Ireland. They're playing the K Club.
Right.
But that's what's to watch, and you need if you're like, oh, the golf season's over, no full golf exists, you're wrong because the Betfred they're giving out a Masters this week across the pond. Tour Championship jurors, they've remodeled East Lake last year. I was looking at the stats. I was looking at the numbers. This used to be driver putter, but it's become a lot more accuracy, kind of balanced across the bag type of play. even the year before the remodel, but extra so last year. That's been played a little bit firmer. I feel like in recent years they've tried to make it a little bit more testing. So I would say my lean is towards accuracy first, and then just kind of balance across the rest of the bag. I don't think you don't need to be amazing at any individual skill, but I also don't think you can be bad at any skill. You kind of got to be good across the bag. That's where I'm thinking for East Lake. What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I think this is a golf course where you can take it really low if you're playing from the right spots. And if you're in that thick Bermuda rough, like you could be boned and make some bigger numbers. So I think this is a awesome positional bomber course, like a perfect positional bomber course, and to make a ton of birdies if you're driving it really well. So definitely option or step one is to drive the ball in the fairway. And if you're driving it a little long, you are going to have chances to make birdies. So I totally agree with you there.
And I think, I mean, it's hard. This has been true before, but like, it's not that different from what we just saw at Southwind a couple weeks ago.
No,
like
not at all.
The rough
Tommy's
is
winning this week.
What are Tommy's odds? Because
16.
I support that Tommy's going to play well every week.
Yeah,
but Tommy, it's
I think
16. The best right now is 14, and he is not beating Scottie. I would like. And what's that make him? What's his without Scottie price? Like 8-1.
I'm not betting without Scottie. Did you read my Scottie take or no?
I haven't read it yet.
Do you want me to?
I'm not going to say that I like trust your Scottie take.
I don't think you should trust it, but should I give it out for the people?
Yeah. Let's hear it.
All right, I'm gonna read it word for word from the Vincerix site. Probably be up tonight. My early lean is that Scottie Scheffler will not win this week, even without starting strokes. There feels like an overwhelming amount of pressure on him to cap off this season with the win. We've seen him stumble in spots where he has held a lead, and now with this field starting level, the rest of the pack is going to be very hungry. East Lake gives up birdies and often produces long shot winners or long shot guys in the mix with those starting strokes to put in the gross market. Here are a few players I think can challenge. So I don't think Scottie is going to get it done because I think there's like a weird pressure on him.
That's a take.
He feels like he's in the lead, but he's not. And we saw him give up like a lead before, like with the -10.
I think
I'm a takesman.
First of all, hat tip to the takesman. I appreciate that. I said last week, and it's just how I feel, that every time Scottie and Rory play in the same tournament, there's a 70% chance that one of them is going to win the tournament.
You're not wrong.
I know that the odds don't reflect that, but I would like to crunch the numbers on tournaments they've both played in this year. But it's got to be at least 50% that they've won when they're both playing. The only people who have beat them are very high dog players. JJ Spawn, Justin Rose. Who else has won tournaments that they've both played in this year?
Ludwig. No, Ludwig.
Got her up.
That's a list right there.
Keegan. Did Rory play the Travelers? Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he did. Keegan got her up. Ludwig.
That might be it. Oh, Sepp at the Truist. Oh, no,
yeah.
Sepp won the Truist.
No, Scottie didn't play the Truist.
Okay, so that doesn't count. Did Rory play? No, Rory didn't play Hilton Head, so that doesn't count.
No, Rory also didn't play Kapalua, or Scottie didn't either.
So Bay Hill would be one. Russ, he's a low dog player, so there. That was one. That's the one. But like
Russ this week though, thumbnail by the way.
Yeah, I like Russ, but like in my opinion on Tommy doesn't matter because I'm permanently scarred for life. But I just would have a really hard time betting Tommy at 14-1 against Scottie and Rory, because I think Rory, like, there's no point about giving a take whether I think Scottie will win or not going to win, because what am I going to say? He's either going to win or he's not going to win, and it's probably 50-50 chance. Like, It is what it is. I think Rory has a better, like, he didn't play good last week. He played fine, but Rory tends to always play better after he gets that first kind of warm up, tournament under his belt. He loves East Lake. Once again, it's like tough to get excited when I genuinely think there's a 70% chance that Rory or Scottie win this week. I can't take him on with Tommy of all people.
Have you been to the without market this year? Just try it for the last season.
But like the odds are going to be terrible.
You could definitely start at like 15. It's like 20-1 with like a few random names that could finish T3.
Let me just read the names and think if they could beat Scottie and Rory. Tommy, no. Ludd, no. Ludd's at least hitting. Ludd wasted an entire season. Talk about guys who didn't live up to. We didn't even mention him when we were listing off the guys on the PGA Tour who've been on serious this year. He's got it back. Ludd looks better. Ludd could mix hard this week, but throwaway season from Ludd. It really was.
At least he got a win because he could have easily not have won. So
yeah, Mab should have won. Trust me, I know. I was watching. I was watching. But like at least he's been top 10 last 3 events. I think Ludd
won last week.
I'm not going to bet Ludd, but 18-1 Ludd. It's at least. I'd rather do that. I think
it exists. Yeah.
Russ. I wanted to like Russ, and
Russ is gonna play. Russ will finish T4 so easily this week.
My problem with Russ is I think this is a course where accuracy is the most important aspect. But Russ, even last year, minted fairways but barely gained off the tee because he was so low in distance. This is a place where I want accuracy, but I need a little bit of distance. I think
this is Bay Hill's a great comp. Actually, it really is.
Yeah, for sure. Colin. You bet Colin last week. What's the State of the Union on Colin?
I did not bet Colin last week.
It was 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Not on the Ryder Cup team. That's my State of the Union. As soon as I saw him last week walking the course, a new course when everyone was practicing with only a putter, I was like, dude, no, this has never worked before. No one's ever done this in practice rounds and won ever. So
no, we've never seen the just carry around the short clubs practice round approach ever succeed.
No. So I was like,
Tommy's the leader in times doing that.
He does that a lot. Yeah, he does.
That's one of the reasons why the percentage of that working is so low, because the denominator of Tommy having 800 events that he hasn't won when he's done that approach, even if someone finally did win, it would still be 1 out of 900 because Tommy has so many of the notes.
That could be a potential future to boot and add it to the chart. Guys that I don't bet no matter what, who's walking around with the putter and who's on the chart. Just auto cross offs.
You did go back to JT last week. He can't hit the ball. His driver is broken.
Bethpage. Not going to work.
JT should only play singles at Bethpage. We don't have enough good players.
Dude,
one of our good players is in a debate whether he can even play on the team because we chose to make him the captain of the team.
I'm starting to get worried, but I believe in my country.
Well, yeah. Well, as long as BG's on the team, I'm still, obviously, if BG's not on the team, then that would change everything for me. But JT's not going to win. Patrick can't lay. If he can't win at Caves Valley, that's probably not going to work.
He can't shoot under par at Caves Valley.
He to his credit, he driver puttered. Positive off the tee, positive spike putting, negative approach, negative around the green. It's not his fault they changed the course and made it a little bit less driver putter. He knew what he needed to do.
He knew. No beef with PC.
JJ Spawn. JJ could win. I would consider betting JJ at 35-1.
Yeah, I was going to say, this is a good course for the way JJ is playing golf right now. Truthfully. So,
of the guys we've talked about so far, I would feel the least dumb losing.
Love Big JJ. Love Big JJ. You could fit that. Why overthink that? Early leans continue to be the best.
CY, my State of the Union on CY after last week. I'm not upset with what he did. He made a 7, I think, on the first round on the final hole. Finished 11th. He was all green Xander. If you had told me that CY was going to all green Xander at Caves, I would have felt pretty good about it. So I've got no beef with CY.
Fair. No, fair. He was most tipped. You knew it was going to be a tough one from CY. But he played well.
You're Sep guy. It hasn't been as good lately for Sep. He took last week off. Hopefully everything's good in the Sep camp. Sep, this is a Sep course.
That'd be my concern. I don't know how many competitive reps has he gotten. You don't just take off a playoff event out of nowhere. Unless you're Rory McIlroy had it planned from early season. Sep was a bit of surprise. So again, we really hope everything's okay with Sep, but we just don't know where the state of his mind and game is at right now. So I'd probably just avoid Sep If he won and I wasn't on him, I would not be upset. I would be like, I'd root for Sepp down the stretch if I went and no guy. So, but I do agree that it's a good Sepp course when he's playing well and on paper.
Of these guys around 40 to 50, who catches your eye the most? Bob Mack. Actually, before this, what was you? What did you watch a reasonable amount of the golf to give a take on Bob Mack's antics? Because I saw a lot of Twitter sphere comments on it. Like I said, I didn't see a lot of it live. I thought it was sick that Bob.
I agree.
But if you're gonna do it, you got to finish the job.
Mm-hmm. Well, it was Saturday, and he did finish the job on Saturday. I don't know what happened on Sunday, but you still gotta finish the job. But I thought it was like if people are gonna give you shit like with the combined USA chance and combined like miss it or something like that, give it back to him. Like have some fun. I have no beef with it. Like being a Scotsman in America around Ryder Cup season, you're gonna get it. So give it back.
With that being said, if you're going to the BMW Championship and you're talking shit to Bob Mack, that's
not my friend. You're not my friend.
If you were one of those people and you happen to be listening to the pod, please don't. We don't in any way condone that behavior. No. Bob Mack is a kind and gentle soul, and that is wrong. But to Bob's credit, he's also got the dog inside of him, and he's a kind, gentle soul, but he's not going to be treated like that. And so shout out to Bob. Disappointing finish, but he's 45-1. BG's 40. This is Bermuda last time I checked. Decky is 45-1, and Keegan and Mav. So Sepp, Bob, BG, Hideki, Keegan, Mav. You can only have one.
I have one. Sepp, Bob. I really don't know, so I'm gonna go with Decky because it's a good number. That's a tough one. If Decky can find a fairway, man, really find a fairway. That's
the problem with all of these guys that I just listed besides Sepp is I don't know if anyone's
Mav's okay. But I don't Mav I didn't like Mav's quotes about him saying he's never seen East Lake. If that wasn't the case, I would be in on Mav. I'm a Mav guy, and he played really well last week.
He bent it hard.
He made so many putts.
Plus 10 putting from Mav on the bench.
10 putting?
I'm going to have to be a fade this week after that.
Fair.
Mav's a pop for a week, and then he needs a few weeks to cool off type of guy.
Yeah.
Based just looking at his of those guys, I
ride the hot hand with Bob Mack, I guess.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to ride the hot hand with Bob.
Yeah.
Why not? He's putting good. Got the irons going last week. Shout out, Bob.
It's all good.
But I think of honestly, these next two guys, Harris and Connors, would interest me more than any of the guys that we just talked about.
Harris, I would agree with. Get Harris on the Muta, Georgia guy. Like he's playing with house money right now. He's already on the Ryder Cup team. Why not get in the mix at East Lake?
Why not?
Why not?
What's Corey been up to? Can't putt anymore.
Great. The injury got him.
Random Year of the Week selections are Harry Hall, Justin Rose, Shane Lowry, Nick Taylor, and Sung Jae. Pick one. Random Year of the Week.
Sung Jae is excited. I'll go with Sung Jae. He's excited to be here. Shout out Sung Jae. Shout out Willie. No business being at East Lake. No business. And there they are again. East Lake Merchant. Sung Jae lives in Atlanta. Big week for him.
Sung Jae has to have the worst iron play season to make it to East Lake
in history.
In the history of golf. The man just lost 10 strokes on approach at the BMW Championship, and he'll be headed to East Lake. He lost 10 strokes on approach at the 3M Open. He's lost double-digit strokes on approach multiple times across the summer, but the man has the hands of a god, and when you've got a short game, anything's possible. But I don't understand which math makes less sense. Rahm winning the LIV Championship or Sung Jae, not even just sneaking in. He's 28th. He's in,
and he's been there the whole time. Like he's been there.
Yeah.
I'll go with Sung Jae. Sung Jae's math makes least sense. Shocking.
3rd at Kapalua, T4 at Farmers, T5 at the Masters. Nothing besides that. Shout out Willie. Shout out Willie. Because Sungjae now is in position to backdoor like a top 10 purely by chipping in like 8 times on the Muta.
He will.
And secure a nice payday for the boys. State of the Union on BSB. This should be better for him than last week. I think we get a good bounce back from BSB.
I think he's a great 6K. He will be in my 6K write-up for DFS. Like BSB, anytime it's like a level week across the board, and he could pop off of a few bad weeks. I know he's playing with house money, but I think BSB could be in for a good week this week.
Yeah, and
also BSB said to me earlier in the week, he goes, "This is Quail North, Scottie Won." So,
did he say anything about his fantasy football predictions?
I know, but he was at the Ravens practice that day, and we had to talk about it. And he said it was the coolest thing he's ever done. And he said he was so impressed with the ship that Harbaugh ran compared to being at Jags camp a few weeks back. So, boost your Ravens futures.
My concern would be that BSB Novak has competed for titles on the PGA Tour and thinks that Ravens training camp was the coolest thing that he's ever seen. That's like, I'm not surprised. The last place finish off of that, not overly surprising.
Yeah, no, I agree.
He won't be. It's Falcons training camp. I doubt he's going to be attending that. But if he is, that's what we need. We need to find out if Novak is focused on the Tour Championship or if he's going to training camp this week, because I do think he's the example of a guy. I'd say Akshay would be a similar. Did Akshay make it? Is Akshay playing? Yeah. Okay, good. Anyone who played good at Southwind and then struggled last week, I think you can throw away last week. I don't think you need to let that carry over. So bounce back opportunity. I like Akshay. Akshay can't hit the fairway consistently. Too much slice.
Too much slice.
The irons are doubt. Hole in one. Won a car for his sister.
His sister or his caddy?
His sister's car is broken, and he's going to give it to his sister.
That's crazy. Okay. Shout out Akshay. Good man.
Well, actually, one more question. Speaking of caddies, and we don't know what's going on with Ted Scott, so hopefully everything's good with Ted. Hopefully he's back this week. Shout out Ted. Did it hurt his stock that Scottie won with a different caddy?
I was going to tweet something, but I didn't want to. I don't know what's going on, but is Ted Scott a good golfer merchant? Prime Bubba. Scotty Scheffler might be the best golfer of all time.
And we're okay to say this because we had Ted Scott in the celebratory tweet when Scottie won the Open. We're strokes gained caddy guys. We're hard believers in Ted Scott, but I just was like, anytime it would have been, if Scottie had finished second and blown it to Bob Mack, then Ted shoots up even higher.
Well, we've seen Scottie struggle without Ted. This was one time he got it done without Ted. So
maybe it's a shout out to who was the name of the guy who stepped in?
Cormy. Brad Cormy, I believe it is. Chris Kirk's caddy. Yeah.
So if anything, maybe it's not. Maybe in no way do we need to knock down Ted. Maybe we just need to bump up Cormy.
I've only heard amazing things about him. When I actually saw him play in Scottsdale at that caddy tournament, beyond stripes. Well, I was a former great player. So
this is a perfect thing to end on because it ties many things that we believe in together. Why do players just stick with the same caddy? All these guys that we just talked about on the PGA Tour this year who by all possible measures underperformed their capabilities as golfers. Same caddies all year long. No changes. At least some people are trying, like Colin, but he's being unserious about it. There's good caddies that are the market for caddy to player where the lines cross on the graph. It doesn't exist. This way in every other sport, the coaching searches, like those type of things, the numbers, a lot of people, there's an opportunity to help cross the lines of the right players with the right caddies.
Agree. Like some guys, some caddies like have their spots and they have wanted spots. So I totally agree with you.
You would switch out caddies depending on like if it's a Bermuda guy, you have a specialist.
Yeah, and like a West Coast guy. Yeah, like how many strokes can that save you on the greens alone? Like someone who like
2 strokes, which could be worth $150,000.
More than that. Yeah, for sure. A win or a loss, a Ryder Cup spot, not Ryder Cup spot.
$2 million. It makes no sense.
We have so many ideas.
Get targeted caddies for certain events. How many times? And the argument against it would be like, oh, they build a rapport with their caddy. They need the vibes. How many times is the first time caddy player relationship won? We've talked. It happens all the time.
It works, and yeah, literally it works. It's happened multiple times this year. Like when they get back to Bandon for like, you need to get on the back for someone, or somewhere up there. You need to get on the back for someone. I think you.
If there's ever
really
a
well.
tournament, if there's ever a tournament in the PNW, I got it, for sure. But
Yeah.
the Sahali Players Championship's coming up soon. Shout out Joe Highsmith. But like Tommy is going to go out there again this week, try the same thing, and expect a different result. And so are you. You're going to be involved as well.
Single bullet.
Tommy, what if Ted Scott comes back? Why wouldn't Tommy just pick up Cormy? Why would that be the obvious thing to do?
Muta, Georgia. He would win so easily.
Why wouldn't he have Mason Howell caddy for him?
Georgia.
US champion. Georgia. Winner. Dude. Just one match play over and over and over again.
Yeah. There's so many solutions.
A lot of problems. A lot of solutions. That's what we're looking for. Jers, last PGA Tour event of the season. Give me your just final thoughts on the PGA Tour season at large. Maybe the moment that stands out as both a highlight in your mind and a low light of the PGA Tour season.
Yeah, great question. Great season. Had a lot of fun as always. Thank you, Adam. Thank you, supporters. Highlight of the season from a personal standpoint. I'm hitting Cam Young at the Wyndham was sick. Possibly going to Hawaii, going to across the P. I would say low light. Keegan winning the Travelers.
That's my low light for sure.
Yeah,
that was the second worst thing that's ever happened to me in a golf betting watching perspective, behind Mito, who's now been relegated from LIV. There's tough scenes. My highlights.
The video at Hollywood.
Oh, when I made that putt on 10.
Yeah.
That is my highlight. That is my highlight. Rolling in that putt with
it's on our Twitter account, so go look.
With Rory's gym in the background.
And the Stena line.
Yeah. The Stena line. That's my personal highlight. My fandom watching golf moment of the year. Probably when the Hojes had to take the drop out of the Zurich, out of the hazard, when they then got to drop in the fairway and almost won because of the most egregious TIO moment of the season. That's mine.
I was in a Scottsdale LA Fitness watching that on my phone. I was with no audio. I was so confused. I was like, how are they dropping right here? And they almost won. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Shout out to Hosh. Shout out. We got a Masters to give out this week. And 2 of the last 3 years I was looking, the winning score has been -10.
Yeah. It's a test. It's a good test.
Last year it got a little low. Nick Norgard got frisky and got it to -16 with Thirsty Law.
He almost blew that so hard.
And I also, there's some stuff that just doesn't make sense too. Like, why is Thor Olesen not playing this week? Defending champion, just played last week at the Danish, or has 1 year before.
And a great course for him. Yeah, I don't know. There's a lot of things that don't make sense that we could make better.
There are. And we appreciate everybody who's listened this far, who's listened all season long. Thank you so much. We can't do it without you. Shout out to when somebody sent in a tweet with a photo of somebody in the wild with the Bob Mack shirt. Like, that's actually my personal highlight of the season. That was unbelievable. Shout out.
I looked like it was in like Citizens Bank Park or something. Yeah, it was in like a baseball
ball game out there with your kid. Shout out to you guys who have bought shirts, who have subscribed to the site, who have listened to the pod, who have sent messages, sent tweets. It's amazing. It's crazy that we can just have these dumb ideas of let's make a Bob Mack par shirt, and then it looks sick, and people are wearing it out at the game, trying to will Bob Mack to victory. I saw somebody bought one as a curse to Bob Mack, which may have worked.
It may have worked.
I don't think they did it with the intent of Scottie winning, so kind of a pick your poison situation there. But that worked, and the Masters.
And also shout out to Kohler for getting all the
huge shout out to Kohler for designing the shirts, making the videos. I feel like the hype videos were another highlight of the season. They were all sick. Maybe we'll make like a season summary video, hype video.
He's got something planned for you. Don't worry.
Okay. Okay, I'm not surprised. The man's a thinker, a header, for sure. A lot of good things. A lot of good things. Always good things to come. Changes. Stay on the lookout. We got some changes to come. All for the better. All for the best for everybody who supports Team Vince. We can't do it without you. Thank you so much. And like and subscribe if you haven't done that yet. We appreciate it. Deuces.